Come on. Hello, dear listener. Before we get into today's show, quick ask. If you find value in today's show or you've gotten value out of a previous show, please leave us a quick 5-star review. Be super grateful. Thanks a lot. Welcome to Money Savage, a savage approach to personal finance. This is George Grombacher, and the time is right. Welcome to today's guest, strong and powerful Stacy Bahrenfuss. Stacy, are you ready to do this?
So ready. Thanks, George.
Awesome. Let's do this. Stacy's the founder and CEO of Catalyst Real Estate, a top-performing real estate organization. I'm excited to have you on. Stacy, tell us a little bit about your personal life, some more about your work, and why you do what you do.
Yes. So I've been in the residential real estate world for 14 years and recently got into the construction development side of things over the past couple of years. And my passion behind doing what I do is really wanting to increase and improve the real estate industry standard, starting with the agent side and, by showing them that they can do anything that they'd like to do and empowering them, they're able to deliver a more positive experience to the consumer. And so that's really behind everything that I do, is that desire to teach and inspire others. Personally, I enjoy getting out into the outdoors here in Idaho. We have some great hiking, camping, and a very active lifestyle. So, with the busy schedule and crazy real estate market we're in, it's always nice to offset that with a busy personal life and getting out there and being active.
Striving for that whole balance thing that we read about.
Exactly. Yes, always striving for that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So in preparation for our conversation today, I was just doing a little bit of research on you, and I see that you've spent time in India. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So back in 2016, I went to India for the first time and spent 21 days there. I went to a wisdom school. The name is O&O Academy, and was able to go on a journey, then for a good 3 weeks, and then become a part of the One Consciousness Leader Circle, which is a small group of people that really want to up-level human consciousness and awaken humanity. It's a big feat, but one by one, affecting others, one by one, it happens. And so I went to India, like I said, 2016, and then went back, 2 more times over, the course of 2017 and 2018. And hopefully, things will lift soon and I can get back there for the next course. But it's been life-changing and truly is the fuel behind all that I do and the success that I've had, having that clear inner state. So very grateful for that.
What was it that motivated you to take the first trip?
Yeah, so I was introduced to, at the time, back in 2010, I was introduced to Oneness. And so the inspiration behind it was explained to me that, getting to go on the fast track is going to India. And that fast track is, becoming more aware and increasing consciousness. And when you can do that and have that awareness, everything really starts to become, there's an ease. It's effortless, but I don't want to communicate that there's no work involved. There's always work involved. But that was the inspiration to go, was, I want to go on the fast track to be more aware, wake myself up so that I can spread that to others.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. I think that the idea of fast tracking anything is certainly an attractive thing, and I imagine that having the opportunity to do deep study for 21 straight days, if you were to give that to a busy person and to try to do 21 straight days of study, would probably could take a year, could take years. So is that sort of the idea?
Yes, definitely. And, like I said, I was introduced originally in 2010 and didn't go until 2016. And I did have a couple of trips in between 2010 and 2016 that I ended up having to reschedule for that reason exactly. It's, not only being gone for that amount of time, but just the thought of doing that for so long is overwhelming in and of itself, being a busy person.
No, for sure.
Yes.
So tell me the value to having a clear inner state.
Yes. So when you're clear internally, you're able to preserve energy, number one, because you're not focusing on, things that are going wrong. You're able to preserve that energy to more in a natural state, drive things forward, where when it's chaotic internally, that does exhaust a lot of energy. And not only that, it creates chaos in our external world. When we are stressed, when we, are fighting against ourselves, or whatever the case may be, it's true that you then experience more chaos externally. And so when you're clear inside, it not only gives you more energy, but you're able to, be more effective, be clear in your decision making, and you'll notice that things become easier in the sense that there aren't as many challenges because you're so clear inside.
And that sounds, I can't imagine that there's too many people who listen to this and say, well, that sounds like something I don't want. So why do you think that people, well, I guess it took you a little while just because we're so busy, and why is it that more people don't pursue this?
I think that because there is that understanding. I know for me, I at first couldn't relate to what I stereotyped in my mind, as a conscious person.
Yeah.
I imagined that person that had the time to focus on these things for 21 days, multiple times throughout the year. And I know that that's not me. And so I think that misconception can stop a lot of people, where educating people that it's as simple as 3 minutes in the morning each day that you can start to grow that calm inner state and then nurture that in just 3 minutes. And so I think that's the biggest reason, is that misconception.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So how has this benefited your life, specifically your business?
It's benefited my life because I've become a better person. I'm a better wife, friend, business owner, leader, because of that clarity and calm. And it's benefited the business and the team members in my business, because I'm able to see what's really happening with the team members when they get stuck. It's never about the tactics or, how to do something. It's more so about what's happening internally, what personal, things they are trying to overcome. And by having these tools, we're able to truly fast track getting them to what it is they need to see, so that they can be free to go and produce what they need to produce, whatever that may be. And so it's helped everyone on the team get clear as well, which, you become a force to be reckoned with when you're all operating from that space.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. If you are able to help somebody, if you're able to help clear the way for people so that they can really focus on what's most important to them, what they want to be focused on, I think that's an absolute clear benefit. And, that's when you really see people perform at their best.
So true.
So I also, I have to imagine that doing this work and helping you have that clarity, having that clear inner state of being able to focus on what's important, I imagine that comes with that's given you an ability to be more collaborative.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit like how that ability to collaborate more has really manifested and taken hold in your life and your business.
Yes. So when you are clear and calm, there isn't fear present. You naturally want to connect and collaborate. Whereas if there is a focus on what's going wrong, there's chaos internally, there is fear, there is lack, and where there is fear and lack and the focus on that, chaos ensues. And so with that, you have a competitive nature, which at the core is fear, which then, is scarcity. And so differentiating between the two is really important because, we all want abundance. We all want collaboration. And if we can take it one step further and understand that if we can seek connection, collaboration and abundance follows. And so it's good to look at it, like connection is that baseline, and focusing on cultivating that is everything to be able to, achieve what we want to achieve, and then positively impact the team. And so that distinction is really important because fear is always going to be there. And if we can realize that it's going to be there and there's nothing to overcome with fear, we can leave the resistance of fear behind and acknowledge it for what it is, which again, the fear, that's the competition, that's that scarcity and lack mindset. If we can see that, acknowledge it, you naturally go into, as we have, a place of connection, which is the birthplace of that collaboration into abundance. And so again, it's just that awareness that those two exist. And then once you see that, you need to make a choice of which path you're going to go down and know that it's going to come up again, and don't resist it, see it for what it is, but you have to keep making that choice. Sometimes it's a daily practice of, working through a big project, working through something that, is a longer challenge than the typical. It's a choice that may come up to make over and over and over again. And with the awareness that those two coexist, you become empowered to make the choice that you really want to follow through on.
I love it. So this notion and reality of abundance over scarcity, or abundance versus scarcity, do you find that most people in the real estate industry, are they operating more out of scarcity than abundance oftentimes?
Absolutely. The commission-based salesperson, I think, that competition and fear scarcity is a lot of times what can be fueling them and lead them to, make decisions or not serve the client at the highest level because they're, focusing on themselves and how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to provide? Whereas, if they could just see that other option out there, they could be free of that to create from that calm space.
And I think that's such an important thing right there. You talk about all the people who are parties to a real estate transaction. There are a lot of people and a lot of people who are probably being compensated. So I would very much be interested and am in working with people who have that abundance mentality versus a scarcity or a lack mentality. Because like you said, these people are probably more apt to act in your best interest.
Exactly. It's so true.
So do you have any tips on how to identify that kind of professional? People who are operating out of abundance, for people who are listening?
Definitely. I would say, asking questions that are, more directed to, for example, where do you operate from? Do you operate from, a mindset of lack or abundance? And that may be a question, that is too forward when you're interviewing a real estate agent. And so another, more get to know you question that could be helpful, is to ask them about their values. Ask, them what their core values are as a real estate professional. And that will help you get a feel for how they operate internally and what drives them. And very quickly, you'll be able to distinguish that difference.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really powerful question right there, and one that you can ask any professional. I don't care what the field is. If you could just describe really quickly to me your core values and see what they come back with, because I bet that there's probably a lot of folks out there who have not done the work and cannot articulate that. Maybe they don't even have core values.
Exactly. And that would be a great clue to then, potentially look at other options if someone isn't aware of that.
Yeah, I think that's a red flag for sure. So nice. Well, I'd love to hear about this 3-minute practice that you have in the morning.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for 3 minutes, what you'll do is you'll take a deep inhalation and make sure that your long exhalation is double, if possible, or at least 2 counts longer than the inhalation. So as an example, if I breathe in for 3 counts, my exhale needs to be for 6. And if you can't do that right away, go for 3. Count 3 in your head when you're breathing in, and then count to 4. And then do it again. The next time count to 5, and then you'll easily, more easily, gradually, go into the double exhale.
Nice. I love it.
You'll do that, and what's great about it is it's centering. And then I ask if you're in a situation where, you've kind of gotten knocked off kilter or need to, bring yourself back to calm, is I do that practice and I ask myself, am I focusing in the past, the future, or am I in the present? And every single time, if I'm riled up about something or something's not going as I want, I can always identify that I'm either in the future or the past, which I can't truly handle a problem if I'm in either place. I have to be present to hit the challenge head on.
Nice. Love it. Well, Stacy, Savage Nation is ready for your difference-making tip. What do you have for them?
Yes, it is go for it. You can truly do anything that you desire. Set your mind to something and list the steps to achieve it. And if you hit a roadblock, know that you have everything within you already. You just have to tap into being resourceful, and there is always a way, and you can always make the way. So stick with it and just know that you have everything you need already within you.
Well, that is great stuff. That definitely gets, come on. Stacy, thank you so much for coming on. Where can Savage Nation learn more about you? How can they engage with you?
Yes, via my website, which is limitlesswithstacysb.com. My last name is quite long, and so people that know me, they call me Stacy B, so that's limitlesswithstacysb.com.
Perfect. Well, Savage Nation, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, show Stacy your appreciation and share today's show with a friend who also appreciates good ideas. Go to limitlesswithstacysb.com, and I will list that in the notes of the show. Thanks again, Stacy.
Thank you so much, George.
And until next time, keep fighting the good fight, because we are all in this together. Spending too much time on social? Is your daily screen time over 2 hours? Are you a little bit overweight? Not saving enough money? Any or all of these are familiar. Strive could be for you. The Strive 2-week online bootcamp will help you to detox your mind, body, and money, getting you on your way to a happier, healthier, wealthier, and more confident life. Go to strivedetox.com, strivedetox.com, and get your mind, body, and money right.